Allow me to compliment you. Well good. But more than that, you look ready. And it looks like I know you're ready. I know. But it looks like you have now fully absorbed the message of the Jamaican Labour Party. You know that your leader is someone who is very strategic. Every action that I undertake has some instrumentality in it, meaning that it is for a purpose. It serves a greater good. Big man. And so we have taken the time to go around the country to speak to you, our supporters, the base of the party, to report to you on what we have been doing as your government. We account to you. We also took the time to engage the general public, the wider Jamaica community and family at large, in speaking to our achievements and our record. It is important that we do this because you don't want the voters to take for granted the level of work, achievement, and accomplishment that has been done under this administration. Because the opposing narrative was to say, nothing now gone. And when there is frustration, people can easily buy that. Take, for example, the conversation about water nationally. But if we were to use South St. James as an example, they would say, not going to go on to water in a South St. James. And that might take some root, because as your member of parliament pointed out, there are challenges with water in South St. James. I have been into communities in this constituency where I was told bluntly, no water, no vote. You remember that woman? A young lady told me that, and I listened to her very carefully. There is a lot wrong with that, but I understood what she was saying. I understood. And when that kind of frustration exists, all it takes is for someone else to come and say, there will be water. As we win, you will get water. And in that frustration, people will accept a promise. We have seen this before. In 2011 election, some of you may not have come of age yet, but during the election campaign, a big promise was made. When we win, we go and take GCT off our electricity. How many of you remember that? And when they won, what they had to do? Not only they had to put back GCT and electricity, they had to put down tax after tax after tax. But in the heat of the campaign, a lot of people bite. They said that they would get IMF deal a couple weeks after they win. It takes them almost 2 years. Some of you, again, may not have been of age at the time. And it's a little while now, some of you may forget. But in the frustration of the moment, people will accept a promise. So, I want you, the supporters of the party, and I want the general public listening to appreciate that this is a government of action and performance and promises. So let us use both sentiments as the example. In Lapland, Katalupa, your member of parliament told you that those people who didn't have water before, we have now commissioned the water supply system. Something went on for water in this country. Probably the largest expenditure on a water project in this constituency is now underway. The scheduled to Andrew water supply. $600 million of investment to bring water. Your member of parliament named the community. We have planned now the Cambridge treatment plant facility. And we have been planning the Spring Gardens phase 2 and 3 and the Marion Town water system. All those are in the works to come. So, even though things are happening, there are persons who right now are without water. This particular young lady saw me hand him over a social house. So I was in the constituency doing nothing. I was there doing something. But as the community gathered to express their appreciation and happiness for the member of their community that is getting the house, they also took the opportunity to express their frustration. And I'll never forget it. This young lady, she said to me, I am 32 years old. I work in a supermarket in Montego Bay. And I have to take almost a third of my pay to buy water every month. You see why she's upset? The argument came up that, so if we don't get the water, now vote. This, by the way, was one of the communities that is slated to get water from the Sheffield project, which is underway. But having waited for 32 years because he did say that for all her life, her community has never had water. For all her life, never had water. She never catch the PNP then. And me she catch. And she understood it very well. She said, I understand what you are doing, Prime Minister, but we're tired of carrying water. We want the water now. So can you imagine when somebody comes with sweet mouth and say, I will give you the water. I will even come and turn on the pipe and wash my hands in the water to show you that my hands are clean so you can shake my hands. You can imagine that she might very well be swayed by that argument. I go through this experience to relay a point to you. And a point which the young lady understood, because I said to her, you have not had water since you were born. You're living in this community for 32 years. I have only become the Prime Minister for 9 years of that 32 years. I was not the cause of you not having the water. I didn't create that problem. But I am responsible. I am responsible. And I was able to show her how I am executing my responsibility. I could show her that we have $600 million of investment going on right now. Pipes are being laid, pumps are being ordered. And it is important for every other young person who wants to have the modern convenience of water in their home, in their bathroom, so they can turn on the pipe and say, shower! There is water on its way. There is hope. But bear in mind that we didn't create the problem. And I will go a little further by saying to you that this constituency was held by the PNP for over 30 years. And you see what I'm giving you here now. You listen to it carefully. So you know what I'm doing was a little bit. You listen to it. And I'm talking to you, but I'm not only talking to you alone, I'm talking to people watching us on TikTok. Big up the people that on TikTok. Big up the people that on Facebook, that is what I'm watching us. and they want here. They want here. So, of that 32 years, the PNP had 18 and a half years straight that they ran the country. They were in charge. There was no break in their term of office. They had state resources for 18 and a half years. They ran the economy of this country for 18 and a half years straight. And if you take what they have done for water in 18 and a half years and you compare it with what we have done for water in our 9 years, see double what they have done. Selector, I don't need music to ride up the crowd now. When you're ready to call me music. So, listen to this point very carefully. So I said to the young lady, the reason why you don't have any water is the mismanagement of the PNP for 18 and a half years, which we have not recovered from. There are those now listening who are quick now to go and say, oh, that's in the past, that's in the past. Why are you bringing that up? That's in the past, that has nothing to do with today. Well, that is a silly logic. Because if we didn't fix the problem then, we wouldn't have the problem now. Those who are going to come now and give you some intellectual argument about what I have said, listen to me carefully. The PNP mismanaged the economy and created the greatest devastation on the Jamaican people called PNP. It transferred wealth from the poor to the rich. The people who benefited from that transfer of wealth are now coming to you to say, we want power again. Two of them benefited from the greatest transfer of wealth from the poor to the rich. And now this young lady, 32 years old, in her life, never see water. Never see water. She never see them. And she said, and I will not fail her, because she will get her water, because we are not transferring wealth from the poor to the rich. What this government has done, is to manage the economy so well that we now have the resources to spend on the concerns of the poor. But I want you to follow me a little bit more along the logic of this argument. Every government should be able to build upon the legacy of the government that came. the PNP has not left us any legacy in water. They have not left us any legacy in roads. They have not left us any legacy in education. They have not left us any legacy in health. They presided over 18.5 years of decline in our infrastructure, of decline in our institutions, of decline in our society. You only need to look at how the NWC functioned during the period of the PNP. A debt-ridden, undercapitalized institution without the capacity to build out the water infrastructure in the island. Now, my 32-year-old friend, she's not going to make the connection with the bad government of the past that didn't do what they are supposed to do, because granted, she would be about 15 or so years at the time, so she would know. You see, why it is important, therefore, that whenever we take the platform, yes, we want to do some gimmicks to get people to laugh and clap and blow the vuvuzela, but we come here to teach. We come here to remove the clouds and dark narratives that have misled our people for a long time. We come here to illuminate and to educate and to lift the minds of the people so that they know the right prices for them. And so we have been very strategic in making sure that our record is known. Now, a wise philosopher once said, when the debate is lost, the opponent turns to attacking the person. They cannot contest us on our record of performance. This administration is the most successful administration in delivering for the people of Africa. And all I need to say to you remember Jeep? You remember that promise? At the time when they made the promise, unemployment was high. Over 13% thereabout. And they promised that they would create employment. What they did? They created some crash work program. You remember that? Some of you might not remember that, that is possible. That's why we have to teach. That's why we have to bring these things back into the forefront of the mind of the people, because they are relevant to the decision that you have to make. The Jews. Now look at their solution, which never really did anything. And I want to know, to look at what we implemented. We implemented the work program. We implemented the National Service Corps. We made hard training free for our youngsters, 120,000 of them. We have summer programs with over 15,000 to about 20,000 youngsters being employed for the government. But I want you to also appreciate that the way in which we run the economy generated jobs naturally and organically. We didn't have to create jobs artificially. The economy, because we run it so well, has generated jobs in the normal course of its operation. And so when unemployment was 13% or more under the PNP, unemployment today is 3.3%. The lowest unemployment rate in the history of Jamaica. The lowest. So what's going on? I give you just an example. I just use an example of their approach and their policy and our approach and our results. So now, because we have so many achievements and we are very deliberate in marking the achievements, I went to a school in my constituency, an early childhood institution, some years ago. And when I was about to open, they couldn't find the ribbon. And you know, those young kids, they're going to school and they have in the bubbles and the ribbon and they look so cute. And they said, Prime Minister, I think you don't have the ribbon. And they took out their ribbon and they tied them together and made the bow for us to cut. And so when I walked in the basic school, I cut the ribbon. Only now to see, you know, brother and see. A man come out and said, one time, if youngster come home without her ribbon and him ask her, where is the ribbon? And he said, Andrew cut it. So, you see what has happened? They can't quarrel about the police stations that we build and the open. They can't quarrel about the water projects that we are doing. They can't quarrel about the roads that we are fixing. They can't quarrel about the jobs we are creating. They can't quarrel. These are the things that you can contest. They are facts. So what they do now is to want to attack me. They say, oh, they go walk and cut river. You see how them, you know, they keep the words to themselves. You see how they're disingenuous. A nice word to describe them is promoting. But Darren Basel said they're bad guys. No, don't look. So they tried to play upon the frustration, discontent, and real concern of the frustrated voter. To get the frustrated voter not to pay attention to all that we are doing and to vote in an emotional and probably sometimes more often irrational way. But we have countered that because we have a resume of achievement that we show to the public that cannot be contested. So now their campaign has shifted from trying to deal with our record to now trying to attack people individually. And you see this with the school bus policy. A policy that makes sense, that is going to benefit the people. They try to attack the policy, never work, and then now they try to attack the person who is implementing the policy. So I am merely now pointing out to you that you don't get caught in this kind of false narrative and trickery that the opposition is coming with. Jimmy Cliff, as I know, because I've been talking around the country a lot, and you can hear that my voice is getting a little bit raspy. And today is the anniversary, so I really have to get you along. So now I'm sure, positive, that you understand what your party has been doing. And you are now more empowered about the devious plans and schemes and lies and character assassination and rumor mongering of the opposition. Now, we will be going out there with even greater intensity to get to every Jamaican so that they appreciate what we have done. You know, we are not a perfect government. We're not a perfect government. But if you listen to some of the conversations, there is an attempt to compare us to perfection, which is not quite fair. You have to compare us to our competitor. And if you take our record and compare our record with our competitor's record, 90% of the time we come out much better. So what that means is that the Jamaica Labour Party is better for Jamaica. So going back to my friend, my 32-year-old friend who's frustrated about water. For her, the conversation is not about Jamaica. For her, the conversation is about the water in her community. She knows business about the rest of Jamaica. And I understand. And by the way, all politics is local. She's interested in our local situation. However, the water does not fall from the sky. Yes, rain falls from the sky. But the water has to be harvested, it has to be stored, it has to be treated, it has to be pumped, there's so many other things that we have to do with the water. And it does not take a day or 2 or 6 months to do these major infrastructure projects. They take time. Take money and they take time. Therefore, if you want the local things to happen in your community that you are wishing for, your local roads, your local water supply, you must therefore look for the political party that can run the national economy well to generate the revenues so that we can then focus on your local community. So I say to all of the young people who want to disconnect their local needs, dreams, aspirations from their responsibility to select wisely, to select a government that can run the economy, that generate the revenue, that then can come and spend $560 million, almost $600 million on water in Sheffield. Therefore, all of you here, particularly I see the older ones who are here, talk to your young ones. They are particularly frustrated. They see other countries doing well and modern and have good facilities, and they wonder why we don't have it. But they don't make the connection with the history of bad government. The 18 and a half years of economic failure which prevented the investment in infrastructure that would have eventually brought water into Sheffield. So now, Jamaica is at this point where it is doing well with the economy. But we are taking the benefits of the economy and we are bringing it, transferring it as it were, into the communities that have been deprived for years. That process must not be interrupted. That process must be allowed to continue. That process must be allowed to take root. And that is why we said to you, yes, you have the local challenges. But for those local challenges to be dealt with, we have to fix the national, the big picture. And therefore choose Jamaica.